Hey guys, Rano here. Welcome back to BeamNG Drive for a bit more banger racing here today. Same rules as ever, slowest car at the front, fastest at the back. And up front it is still somehow surviving. The last round, the Supreme Pigeon, and as ever with this car, pretty good on the brakes, top heavy, but usually ends up righting itself if it falls over. Second place, I don't even know how this car survived last time. The Track Fab Superlight 140S. The first open-wheeled car since the revamp of this series. In third place, not quite as vibrant as last time. The 400EX, same as the BX, just electric and really slidey. In fourth, the car that needs to win, the only surviving car that's been here since round 1, the Legrand Aero Coupe FH race version. At the back, the new car for this round, with 1200 horsepower, the Super Vortex, 1200 HP out of a V6. Somehow it doesn't explode either. So then, just to set all these cars now onto random, and same rules apply, 2-lap race. Whichever car crosses the line first obviously wins. The last car over the line, if all the cars finish, is out. Any cars that, of course, DNF are out, and if the car that needs to win doesn't win, that car is also out of the next round. Now, all right cars need to go the wrong way. If they end up getting back to the start with like no damage, I will just reset them to save a little bit of time there. And if everything implodes immediately, then there will be a round restart. But I've only ever had to do that once, so that shouldn't be an issue. Although what should be an issue is what's just happened to the front two cars. And are any of them going to get back onto the road in time? Oh, he needs to avoid hits on the wheels though. Does the Track Fab? And still rolling. Is it what's it? Is it going to land it? Oh, not quite. Not quite. Yes, it does actually. So this thing always ends up managing to right itself. I think the drive shaft might be gone on this thing, since it's not actually going anywhere. And this is where the pushing starts now between these three. Makes the job a lot easier. Now for the Aero Coupe, I'm going to put this on disabled. If it doesn't go backwards, then, well, the front wheel doesn't do a lot. And yeah, I'm pretty sure now the drive shaft is gone in this thing. And I'll put it back onto random, even though it's not actually going to go anywhere. It has got past that sign, which is the auto reset for a car. Give it a little bit of a chance of actually doing something. It's got past that, so unfortunately it's a short round for the Track Fab. Is going to be a new second place car at least for the next round. And the three fastest cars now are going at it. There's the batteries I think are in the back of this car. I'm not sure. I haven't actually seen them yet, so I was guessing of previous electric cars I've seen that each have the battery pack in the back of the car. And if I've blanked on the name of this car, but if it just survives the round, then once again it'll be through, because one car's out, so as long as it goes above 20 mile an hour at most of the time, it'll be through because it survived the round, and the car being out is basically ensured that anything else that lives makes it through. And this is where now coming up to the technical part of that, this is where all the pushing and shoving is going to happen mainly through here. And now then, can the EX keep it under control, getting a little bit of a slide, but he just manages to hold it into the braking zone. That was lucky actually. Some really good car control actually there from the EX. He's getting quite the shove from these two cars, which are going to be quicker overall, but are slower by quite a bit actually, quite a bit slower on the acceleration side of things, because electric cars only have one gear for forward, one gear for backwards, forward and backwards, so that's a bit of a shove that gets a bit of a wiggle on, but he still just manages to actually get it back in front. I mean, I think he did that last time actually, he got a little bit of a wiggle on over there and managed to get shoved around, but the Aero Coupe was just a little bit too far back that time. Now the Aero Coupe is the one getting all the wiggles on now, getting a big shove, getting all of the shoves actually there, although I think and Super Vortex just got karma for that and has now taken itself out of the equation now, possibly for the race win, possibly, well, they're still going to get the podium, but I don't know, that could change things because now there's a lot less pressure on the Aero Coupe, and it looks like the Vortex is going to get back going again the right way. Now this is where the fight is now. It's a 1v1 now is what it's become. And I think not having the shove might be the downfall actually for the aero coupe. It hasn't got, I mean, it's pretty good on the brakes. We've seen the EX is slidey. The EX is very slidey on the brakes. The aero coupe, it doesn't brake as late, but it's more stable. And it's also quite a bit bigger actually, which I just noticed from this angle. Once again, late on the brakes. Actually, I think it's gone round now though. Has the aero coupe just looked into this? I think it has. But it can't get itself back on the road in time. It's going to put itself back in front. It's going to get hit though. And the aero coupe now makes it through. The aero coupe, the car needs to win, now leads the race. Oh, that's dented the wheel quite a bit. And now then, is it going to be the same story now then for the Super Vortex, which is now coming through? And oh, that's another big hit on the other rear wheel. It's not been a good corner for this car. It's crunched both the sides of it. Can it get going? Let's give it a puncture. I think actually a bit more than a puncture. It's like it's annihilated that rear wheel. The aero coupe actually survived fairly okay, given it took whack out. Everything that's important is actually sort of facing the right way. Although it's now going to puncture from taking out the wheel guard of the Superlight. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference either though. Although we have seen in the past, punctures have caused major issues. Like the, actually the bumpers, it's a little bit under there. I think it's getting a little bit of wheel spin now, so yeah. I am now going to have to remove the bumper of the Super Vortex. Yeah, hold it in, hopefully pull it out okay, not take out the radiator or anything. I don't know if the radiator's already been taken out. If I pull this out at the wrong angle, then it definitely will be. That should be okay. At least get it to the side. Yeah, surely I can do a better job than that. At least I've got it out of the way of the wheels. I can get a better angle to try and pull it out with. Let's put it out of the way of the car, taking the fender with it, but the fender's not important. And there we go. Now it's got an attack weapon on the side of it now. How is the EX? Actually, it's doing okay. It's wiggling, but then again, with the amount of damage it's taken, that's not really a surprise. It just needs to survive this round with wheels which are extremely cambered the wrong ways and a rear puncture. Everything that could go wrong for that car basically did go wrong at that corner. But still, the aero coupe, the car that needs to win, is doing it once again. Somehow managing to be the one that survives, just where it needs to. I don't think the radiator actually looks okay on this thing, so if it can actually catch up, then maybe there's a chance we could do something. I mean, under player control, this thing is so much quicker because the AI is never going to reach those kinds of speeds. And the little Reliant Robin, the Supreme Pigeon, is still going strong. And how about the EX? It's making it round. And this thing is not enough ground clearance to not get stuck in the gravel, so if it does spin off with the damage, the imbalance is not going to lose as much time trying to get itself out of the gravel, but then again, it's an AI, so it can get extremely confused by doing nothing. The aero coupe though, looks like it's got it in the bag though. Let's get the cinematic camera angles going though. It'll make its way up the hill through the middle part, the technical part of this Road Atlanta circuit for the second and final time over the treetops. Actually, there's something dragging there on the floor. Actually, there's something there a little bit low. I think it might just be the exhaust though, or maybe it's part of the bumper. I'm not quite sure. Either way, it doesn't look like it's anything really actually important. Not actually sure if this car's catching up, but it's going to get a chance to in the next round as things are started. Actually, yeah, it's definitely gaining. This thing's definitely quicker. You know, as you would expect, given it's the fastest car in the round. You would expect it to be quicker. There's a bit of a spin there for the Pigeon, but gets... Oh! The front wheel's doing funky things. You need to get yourself there above 20 to be counted for aerospeed. There you go, it can still go above 20. I don't... What is it doing? I don't even know. The EX, that is still going okay. Still going good. Looks like it's going to take it, although we have seen cars with a puncture go off at this next corner. As the Super Vortex is catching a bit of a lock over there from the wheel, which actually has no tyre attached to it anymore. It's still carrying a lot of speed into the corner though, but it's four-wheel drive, it's got some good brakes, this thing's always been good under brakes. And it manages to hold itself. And now then, the Super Vortex. If it had another lap, I definitely think it would have caught up. And the pigeon is... I don't even know. It's going to be out by the looks of it. It must have fell over or something or hit a curb wrong. But now around the final corner, up to the line, and it's going to be the aero coupe that once again takes the win. This thing, it did what you just do to survive, pull away. Well, it was helped mainly by the super vortex taking itself out. I think that's actually pulling quite a bit to the right. I think it's just shot off there to the side. How was the balance of the... Balance of the super vortex actually takes it off to the left and into the wall. There's a little bit of a tap. Now we wait on the EX, which is making its way around the final corner now. Do the front lights still work? Not that it matters. They actually do. I don't think they do from how it was looking there. And then round the final corner, the really battered EX. All the damage is on the rear because that's where it had the nightmare lap before. But it's going to make it though over the line. It's a pretty good speed actually, although it doesn't actually want to stop there for a sec. So now this thing, is it going to have any contact at the end? Even with how far it went? No, keep it straight. It wants to avoid contact. Keep things civil. How was the pigeon doing? Does this pigeon still steer in a straight line? Is my next question. Does it still steer? Steering is inverted. Somehow. It turns right. It then just turns the wheel completely that way. The clutch is also cooked on this thing. So, the pigeon's out. The pigeon is going under its own control. This thing confuses me. The wheel is sideways. It shouldn't be doing this. But it has no control. It has absolutely zero control. That wheel... So what is that wheel doing? And the pigeon's going to send itself hard into the wall. Well, hard for a pigeon into the wall anyway. So by virtue of incompetence from that front wheel, it'd make it around eventually, I'd like to imagine, because it is still making progress. But it's not progressing quickly enough, and I don't want to wait for this thing, because the clutch is cucking on it anyway, so... And then it goes into the wall once again. So yeah, the pigeon is going to be out. This thing, of course, drive shaft broken, so it didn't really have a chance. And just to see how these things actually still drive under player control. Still gets the power down good in the EX. And it, actually, with the damage it's taken, it looks worse than it is. It still drives perfectly straight. Need a little bit of wiggly, but otherwise it's fine. The aero coupe only has that the front right puncture, so I'm not expecting any handling difficulties from this car. On the brakes, of course, that wheel isn't going to be doing a whole lot of good, but it's still got 3 other perfectly good wheels. And the Super Vortex, probably the loudest V6 car that I've probably got actually to use. Everything is still pretty much fine on this thing. Brakes are never the greatest anyway, but under air control it is fine. Although that is not good smoke, so actually I think the radiator may have been taken out. And where the pigeon's found itself now to the ambulance. I mean, it does need help actually, so I'm not really all that surprised about it. But anyway, the car needs to win once again. Will once again be the aero coupe. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you're new and hit that notification bell, same as out any future videos. If you give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram, that'd be much appreciated. They'll be linked in the description down below. So thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.